Hey there, Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel where we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. I want to thank you so much for your likes, your shares, your comments. Really appreciate it. It helps me grow my channel, and it also helped me to start my business, The Tribe Empowers. The information is below. So, before I turned on the camera, I was trying to get into your energy. And the first thing that happened was tenseness here, and then it spread to my whole face, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, my blood pressure is just going up, and it makes me feel like my eyes are going to pop out. What the heck? And then I saw like a phoenix rising from the ashes, right? And it was just really quick, and then it transformed into like this sunrise over this mountain. And there you were, Capricorn, toiling, pulling up. You had this big old strap over your shoulder, and you were leaning into it, and you were pulling up like this cart on wheels, kind of like a coal cart on wheels, driving this really heavy cart up the mountain. No wonder your head feels like it's going to explode from the blood pressure. So what are you trying to do? But whatever it is, you're trying to transform something major in your life. And it's a lot of work getting up the mountain. But Capricorn, you're a mountain goat. Right? It's what we do. It's what we do. We do the hard stuff, right? We do the hard stuff because it's worth it in the end. Maybe Spirit's going to tell us to lighten the load a little. We'll have to wait and see. But let's go ahead and get started. And I do want to remind you, if this doesn't make any sense to you, make sure you check out your sun, your moon, and your rising. Your answers, what resonates for you might be in a different reading. That's always important. So the sun sign is the core of you. It's how you feel inside. Your moon sign is how you respond and react and emotionally feel to the things that go on around you in your life. And your rising sign is your personality. It's how you interact with the world. It's what the world sees. And are those the ones? Yep, that was it. It is those. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's see what Spirit has to say. I don't want those. I'll show you what they are, but I want something else. We're not going to do that for our reading. We're just not. Alright, so hit the thumbs up before you see that and you don't like your reading. Because it's not fair to thumbs down just because you don't like the messages, right? Thumbs down if it's like, I'm not good at what I do. But don't thumbs down because you're mad because it was a good reading and it's your ex that's getting a good reading. And don't thumbs down because you don't like the fact that what Spirit sent us for our message this week was stress and regret. Alright, that is some heavy energy. You cannot choose your circumstances all the time, but you can always, always, always choose your attitude. Yes! And so that's how we're walking into this week with this negative, hard energy. And what is the prescription? Pouring some love onto it, the Page of Cups, and looking at what you have in your life that's good and appreciating it. So you take that Nine of Swords energy and you just translate it and transmute it into this beautiful Nine of Pentacles. I have more than enough food, money, leisure time. I'm able to take care of myself. I'm good on my own. And you take that Five of Cups negative energy and you decide to be creative and loving and look for the good and the happiness and the joy. So that's what we're going to work with. I don't even want to look at the other ones. Okay, so we walk into this week with this moon in your 12th house of hopes, goals, dreams, and wishes because it's in Sagittarius. And so it is really about finding the pleasure, about finding the balance, about finding the pleasure in the balance. It's about choosing your attitude. It's about dreaming about what it is you want, focusing on what you want, not on what you don't want. Because what you focus on, that's what you're going to bring in. That's why I'm hiding those cards. I don't want you to focus on that negative energy. I want you to focus on the really good energy, because that's how you can bring that about. And so let's get a little guidance from Spirit on how we can get there. Ooh, so we have the unknown territory. You are exactly where you need to be. So maybe you can't see what's at the top of the mountain, but you are right where you're supposed to be climbing it. And it's not, I mean, this is kind of, you know, wintry energy, and he's out there, I don't know. I mean, it's the wisdom of the owl coming in, and the chickadee is, you know, chickadees are supportive, caring community, but I mean, it's winter. And so there's a solitude to it. And you were all by yourself when you were dragging that up. Oh, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. Okay. Wise leader. You are a beacon for others. You are a beacon for others. Passion and pleasure. Savor your life. That's that finding the balance in your life. Enjoying your life. The passion and the pleasure. And uncovering treasure. This is why you're climbing the mountain. Because there is something important when you get there. So keep going. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. It kind of looks like that phoenix. Okay. So, Tuesday. Moon moves into your house, Capricorn. First house of you. And you're being asked to, by the moon in this position, find the beauty in things. And also maybe change your perspective a little in order to find the beauty. Because if you look at this, there's two ways to look at this card. It's either flowers and butterflies, or it's a face. And for me, I never saw the face until I was like a couple months in. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a face in that picture. And then for me, in order, like upside down right now, it's really easy for me to see the flowers and the butterflies. And so it's changing your perspective in order to see the other thing. Otherwise, I always see the face. And then here, resilience. Oh my gosh, you are so resilient, Capricorn. You do the hard stuff, and that's how you get there. And look, that burden that she's carrying, it kind of reminds me of that hauling that heavy load up there, but there's growth in it. There's opportunity. You're resilient. You can do this. And when you get to the top of the mountain, I think that's when you integrate the wisdom. So keep going. Don't stop now. Reach for the wisdom. Reach for the transformation. You can transform your situation into this beautiful energy of the Page of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is independence and totally knowing that you've got it. You can do it. I have everything I need. But then there's the Page of Cups, which means there's also love involved. Love for yourself. Love for... feels like love for yourself. But there's a message of love coming in. And it's creativity. And it's promise of new things to come. And you have Black Swan, grace, and respect. That lady's sitting there and she looks dignified, right? That's grace and respect. And I think that eventually people around you, maybe your children, learn to show you the love because they recognize your grace and your respect when you're dragging heavy burdens and how hard you work and how you get to where you need to go. And maybe there's a promise of them finally noticing it or seeing it, or maybe somebody else in your life, right? On Friday, the moon moves into Aquarius at 5:27 in the morning, and that is your second house of self-esteem, self-value, self-worth. It's about being grateful. Grateful for what you have. Seeing what you have. Knowing that you can create more with spirit. So when you show spirit how grateful you are, then they bring more to you, and you're being protected and you're being guided. And there are lots of opportunities here for you. And yes, sometimes it feels like drudgery. But when you get to the top, it was such a beautiful, the sky was all orange and pink and purple, and it was beautiful. It was like the most beautiful looking sunrise coming up over that mountain. Let's get some guidance on that. Choose your attitude. Like if you're dragging that up the hill and you're stressing and straining and pulling and you're mad because you're doing it, I think that's when you get that energy that we saw at the beginning. But if instead you do it with grace and you do it with love and passion, then I think if you focus on the passion and the pleasure, then climbing the mountain is something you end up being grateful for. And here we have the passion card. I don't know why, excuse me, I don't know why these things pop up. I don't know how to stop them. Okay, so passion for what you're doing. Finding the passion in life again. It's not all drudgery, right? So it shouldn't be. Do what excites you. Get fired up about your life. Increase your energy levels. So then the question becomes, what are you dragging up the hill? Do you need to drag it up the hill, or can you just go up the mountain by yourself? Like, what are you dragging up there? Is it important enough? So maybe you can unburden some of it. Maybe you can let some of it go. Maybe you don't need to carry all that. But if you're dragging something up there that has potential for growth and you're really excited about and you want to get it to the mountaintop because maybe at the mountaintop you want to plant a tree that you know that will bloom and grow lots of pentacles for you, then go ahead. Then it's worth it. But if you're doing it for that reason, then be cheerful. But if you're just hauling it up there because you think nobody else is going to do it and you have to do everything and you're resentful and there's no gratitude involved, then lighten the load. Respect yourself. Respect yourself. Don't be dragging stuff around that's not your burden to carry. Whoa, I don't know where the heck that came from. But hey, somebody needed that. All right. Sunday, there's a little resistance. You're resisting some kind of a change, right? It's going to require a lot of effort to push all the way through or to pull the cart all the way up. There's some resistance to change. But the moon moves into Pisces in the evening before you go to bed. And so I think the evening is a good time to like get emotionally in touch with yourself. It's about communication. It's communicating, I think, with the divine, and maybe communicating lovingly with the people in your life that are important to you, and finding the balance and finding time for yourself over the weekend, and finding time for the ones you love, and not making it all about the work. Putting things back into balance. And following your intuition. Wow. Okay. You have 3 cards. First one says wait. Don't rush into action right now. Bide your time for better results. So you're climbing the mountain. Maybe you need to take a pause. Go ahead and rest. Rest up before you keep going on with the journey. And while you're there, sift through the cart and see if you really need all that stuff. And it says your intuition is correct. Take action accordingly. So wait, and then you'll know when to move forward. You'll also know what to take with you and what to leave behind. And when you get to the top, when that sun is coming up over the mountain, it's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new opportunity. The worst is behind you, and positive new experiences are on the horizon. So I feel like this week will be tough. I feel like your attitude is going to be everything. I feel like don't push things too hard. Maybe sit back a little and let things unfold. Be a leader. Act like a leader so that people respect you. Act with dignity and grace so that people respect you and they recognize your leadership. You're striding into unknown territory, so take your time about it. Keep things in balance. Don't forget to do things for yourself and care for yourself. This is definitely about self-care, right? And this is self-love. This is also remembering to be loving and kind to those in your life that are important to you. But this is something, if you are passionate about it, there is a buried treasure up there when you get there. I mean, maybe the card's empty and you're just dragging it up there because there's something at the top that you know belongs to you and you need a place to put it. I don't know. Seemed heavy though. Seemed really heavy. You were straining. You were straining. Okay. Wow. Capricorn. Interesting week ahead. Take a deep breath. If it is that hard, take a rest. Sit down, have a cup of tea. Read a book before you get back in there. Do what you enjoy and do what you're passionate about. And act with grace and dignity. I think that's going to be really important. If you want to garner the respect, you're going to need to. You're going to need to rest a little this week. You are toiling too hard, and I think you need to take a break and wait. The time is almost right, but not quite. Because you have orange, nurture yourself, accompanied by sapphire, regenerate your body. This looks like sleep. This looks like self-care. So don't push too hard, too fast. Do what you're passionate about. You're going to get there. You're going to get there. But a wise leader knows when to push and when to pause. I think this is a week of pause. All right. You take care. I will see you here for the monthlies. Oh my gosh, it's already May. How did that happen? You take care of yourself this week. Remember, nurture and nourish your body. Or rest. What does it say? Regenerate. Regenerate. That could be through exercise. That could be through a change in diet. It also could be through sleep. Whatever it takes to bring your body back to feeling balanced and right. Okay? All right. You take care, and we'll talk soon.